So early booking versus last minute travel, this is going to vary depending on what time of the year it is and where you're traveling to. Again, I say it's always better to book early. An example would be when we went to New Zealand, we booked our flights like a year ahead of time. And then everything else we booked closer. But because we were going, like Natalie mentioned, we were going in the highest season for tourists. And again, we didn't really have an option. It was his family's from New Zealand. They invited us to Christmas. And so we were going on Christmas. It's summer there. Everybody seems to travel there. So we just made sure our flights were booked ahead of time. All our excursions were booked. Flights were booked 9 months at least. Excursions were booked 6 months at least. And then there was a restaurant that I tried to book 6 months or, 5 months in advance. Wouldn't let us because sometimes they only let you book, 2 to 3 months ahead. By the time I tried to book it like 2 months ahead, it was already full. So again, guys, these are things to routinely check, or if you're using a travel agent or a travel brat, you need to routinely check these things so that you can make sure you're booking ahead of time. Booking at the right time, domestic US is aim for 1 to 3 months ahead if you're going anywhere in the US. International, like we said, 2 to 6 months. If you're going a place like New Zealand in high season, maybe 9. But typically for international travel, 2 is the cutoff. 6 is, 5, 6 months is a sweet spot. Avoid booking last minute. We talked about that. Unless there's a deal alert, because there are some random deals. But, again, if you're like planning a trip and you need to go here on this specific date, don't do that. If you're like, woohoo, last minute, really fun trip to wherever, then that's fine. They always do the fun deals. You can go on Skyscanner, etc., and check that out. Same goes for hotels. Book as soon as dates are firm, especially for like festivals, weddings, conferences. I can't tell you guys how much we've heard and we've done personally, like the wedding, whatchamacallit, where they do the deals for the guests at the weddings. Yes, the room blocks. Like I've had so many friends miss my room block at my wedding. I've missed room blocks because I was waiting on someone else. Just go ahead and book a room. And again, if you're trying to share it with somebody, go ahead and book it and say, if you decide you're coming, like I've learned that lesson the hard way. Say, if you decide you're coming, then you can just Zelle me half of the room. But I'm going to get this. So I have this at this rate because it's going to double, in a month. Again, major holidays, book early for major holidays, book early for peak season or beach for summer. So those are some tips. We talked about New Zealand, which was hilariously early, but it's so true. Especially like Natalie was talking about, if it's high season, like all the high season stuff. Again, some people don't have the option. We know some of you guys don't have the option to say, oh, I'm just going to go to Italy in October, when it's nice and when there's nobody and when the weather's better. But like, if you can do it, if you can't, book early because everybody else that's, kids are out of school or that have 4th of July week off, they're going to be traveling too.